You brought us a piece of string. What are you going to do with that?
It's a piece of string. That's a rope. You know how you start out the day and you have your shoestrings tied in a knot? Now, I even have this problem with Velcros. Through the day, one end goes through one loop, one end goes through the other loop. By the end of the day, it's pulled up something like that.
Can I pull it?
But here's where the trick comes in. If you're a magician, you just pull it off, toss it away, and you're right back in business. Now, the only thing is you have to be careful about how often you do that, because it leaves a soft spot in the rope right where the knot used to be. So if I can find one of those soft spots, then the ring travels up, off, and right through the other side.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, but true.
But true. How long have you been doing magic?
About 2 weeks now. No, I started out when I was 6 years old with a magic set as a Christmas present, and have had a fascination with magic ever since. And when I got out of school, I started out in broadcasting, and that lasted about 10 years. And then I've been a full-time magician ever since.
And it was probably about 11 years too much in broadcasting, wasn't it? Ron London, magician, local magician. You're also on the board of the International something.
I was a few years ago, for about 3 years, but I'm just enjoying things now.
All right, and we're enjoying having you. Good to see you again, Ron.
Thank you. Hi, this is Ron London, also known as Ron Mabis. Just for the record, I took the stage name of Ron London in the early fame of the Beatles. Anything to do with England at that time was big stuff. I first took the name of Ron Britton, but that only lasted about 2 weeks when I discovered a Cincinnati disc jockey with that same name. So I chose London, and it's been that ever since. Not that I've ever been ashamed of the name Mabis, it's just that it's not a very show business name. Well, I know it's unusual to record one's own thoughts before their funeral. Some would like to do it, but they just keep putting it off. I'm not doing it to shock. I'm doing it because we can much better verbalize than we can put something in writing. I certainly hope the pastor giving this service will comply with my wishes, and the pallbearers too, that of wearing clown noses and playing circus music, even putting a clown nose on me, if it's possible to have an open casket funeral. It's all okay by me. Here's my thinking. A clown is a symbol of happiness, and it's a happy time to be going to heaven. How do I know I'm going to heaven? Because the Lord has promised it, if only we believe in Jesus as our personal Savior. And so I know a funeral is usually a time of sadness, but I'd like to turn that around. This kind of service may not be what each one of you want for your own, but if I can use this service to convince any of you to turn your life over to the Lord, it has accomplished its purpose. I may not have chosen the wisest choice for my life, that of traveling all over the country and all of the uncertainties of show business and all-night drives, but it's taken me a lot of places I wouldn't have seen otherwise and let me meet a lot of interesting people. I haven't been a clown too many times in the sense of putting on clown makeup and costume, but I have been a clown in the sense of trying to use my life on earth to bring smiles. Miss me for a while, but I hope that when you think of me, you'll smile, and that if you haven't already done so, you'll accept Jesus as your personal Savior. Remember that I picked out the music for today, and that includes no bagpipe music. I hate bagpipe music. All brought on by a stint at the Canadian National Exhibition back in 1971. After all, how can you tell if a bagpipe is out of tune? Remember that you can't spell funeral without fun, and so with that, strike up the band, and safe travels.